So DC is once again trying to get us to care about Tim Drake. But what if I told you there was a way that you can do it where DC can have their cake and eat it too, and also make fans happy? Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Roliver Queen. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. If this is your first time on the channel and you happen to enjoy the content, please be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. I will go ahead and take a sip of this coffee while you go ahead and do that. Okay, let's not waste any more time and let's jump right in. So DC is plastering Tim Drake all over the promotional run for Matt Fraction's upcoming run. He has a new suit, and it looks like he's going to be sticking by Bruce in the wake of whatever is happening with Hush 2, which Hush 2 is interesting. I'll just go ahead and say that. I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm not taking it too seriously. I understand this was a necessity to hold people over and get things set up for Fractions run. So I get why people don't like it, but for me, it's alright. But anyways, Tim Drake. This is not the first time we're seeing Tim Drake plastered all over a new run. We just tried this with Zdarsky's run, and we all saw how that fizzled out. You know, Tim Drake fans, myself included, maybe we're a little bit tired. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen here? Are you just going to give him an arc of development and then you just brush him off to the side? Or is there actually something of substance that's going to be here? Now, Tim Drake is a very interesting case. Now, I'm not going to go too deep down the weeds of what happened with him, but long story short, he was hot, especially in that 2016 tech run. He got handed off to Bendis. Things were a little bit rocky under Bendis. Then the whole thing happened with him being turned bisexual, which kind of sent the character in a nosedive. And since then, DC has been playing a game of, hey, what can we do to rehabilitate this character? And I do want to give a shout out to my homie, Brian. He's one of my mutuals on Twitter, and he came up with a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. Why not put Tim Drake as the center or the lead in Detective Comics? Why not? And I think it's a great idea. Multiple reasons. Number one, DC doesn't have to go all out and create a new Tim Drake #1. You can just either rename Batman Detective Comics as Detective Comics, or just keep Batman Detective Comics, but it's Tim Drake centered. We have Mariko Tamaki's run. It was more of a Bat family story, and of course Batman had to pop up in the end because it's fucking Batman. But yeah, that story was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's getting an omnibus as we speak, if it's not out already. And also, if you put the right creative team on this story, you know, you tell a good detective style story, something that really gets the people energized about Tim again, and you make it 12 issues, like a year. Really invest in this character. Sure, you can have other Bat family members pop up, but this is the time to really put the shine on Tim. And then from there, you could possibly keep that same creative team, and then you go off and launch a brand new Tim Drake #1. But having Detective Comics, a title that people will always flock to, and a title that I believe has been holding down the Batman line. You give that to Tim, and you tell a good story behind that, well, I think Tim Drake would be primed to have one of the biggest comebacks in comic book history. If you're done right, he might even have a better, if not the same level impact comeback as Nightwing. Because Nightwing was in the dumpster. We all saw what happened with Rick Grayson, which I don't believe the Rick Grayson stuff was that bad. But we all saw what happened there. Hey, even though I have my issues with Tom Taylor's run on Nightwing, we cannot sit here and lie and say that that run did not do amazing things for Nightwing. And now Dead Waters is fucking killing it on Nightwing. I think there's a possibility where, hey, you can do the same with Tim. You can take your time and build him in a Batman-related book without having to give him his own separate title just yet. And again, Detective Comics is the perfect book for that. Because again, Detective Comics was the book that, gave him that juice he needed. It is sad that Tynan didn't get to do that Tim Drake Hawks Pox story. But yeah, that was something that he said he wanted to do, but then he left and went off the Substack and hasn't been back since. But what if you bring him back for that? Or somebody else who's competent, somebody that really loves Tim Drake. Because what happened to Tim Drake wasn't necessary. But you know what? I get it. Things happen. And I always say on this channel, just because a character may be down in the dumps now, it doesn't mean that they have to stay there. And Tim Drake is a bat character. So I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of competent people that would love to craft a story for Tim Drake, something consistent that can really help propel the character. All right, we saw Damian get a resurgence. Cass is getting a crazy resurgence right now between Birds of Prey and her ongoing. I mentioned Nightwing. Red Hood is about to get his own solo series, Spinning Out of Hush. So, I mean, why not go ahead and develop Tim Drake? So who knows? Maybe a new Tim Drake book is where we're headed towards, after the first or second arc, or however long he's going to be prominent in Matt Fraction's Batman run. Who knows? Maybe we're teeing up for that. But I'm just saying, in a perfect world, this is all hypothetical. This is a good avenue to go down. It's a wonderful avenue to go down. I would like it more than what we're getting in the current tech run right now, because that Tom Taylor run is not it. It's not it. But hey, let Tom Taylor do what he needs to do, because I will give that Tom Taylor run credit right now. It's well needed. It's a nice palate cleanser for how heavy and, as you can say, intellectual Ram V's run was. And I loved Ram V's run. I just finished reading it. So let him cook. Let Tom Taylor, calm people down a little bit. Let them have some fun, and then do something like this. This will really put tech back on the map. Not to say it hasn't been on the map, but I'm saying, like, you say, yo, we're going to take Batman off the, not take Batman off the map, but, I'm saying, just, we're going to put Tim Drake in the front and center. Oh, you'll get people energized again. And listen, if you want to keep him bisexual, keep him bisexual. At this point, whatever. I'm not going down the weeds of that, because that's a whole nother dumpster fire in itself. You want to bring Stephanie back in the mix, bring her back in the mix. I think she's irrelevant as fuck. You can honestly get rid of Stephanie and nobody will bat an eye. That's how relevant I think she is. But hey, if you want to bring her back and it'll help Tim Drake, whatever. If you want to even bring that little nigga Benard back, bring him back. Cool. As long as the story is good, that's all that matters. But I'm just saying, you got a good layup here. Everybody already reads tech. Put Tim Drake in the center. Tell a good story. And then after like a year or so, all right, Tim Drake, he's ready to go and move on to his own solo series. And then you keep the ball rolling from there. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Am I tripping? Is this not a good idea, or do you have a better idea? And also, once again, I do want to give a shout out to my homie, Brian. Because without him putting, that thought out there, the gears in my head wouldn't be turning as much as it is. Because I think this is a wonderful idea. But I felt like it was worth expounding upon. And also, yeah, I needed some content for the week. But again, let me know what you guys think down below. And again, if you happen to enjoy the content, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Much love, much peace. It's your boy, Roliver Queen. I'm out.